2026 Brewers Spring Training Games 23 and 24. Yes, I am adding the doubleheader. I'll be honest with you guys. I legit forgot that there was a doubleheader today. Anyways, in Game 1, the Brewers will lose 7-3 against the Mariners. Emerson Hancock with the win. Carlos F. Rodriguez with the loss. Top of the first, Tyler Black would be the first out on a lineout. Then Brandon Lockridge and Blake Perkins would hit back-to-back singles. Reese McGuire would strike out. Jet Williams would hit a single. And then Brock Wilken would be the third out on a force out. Bottom of the first, Brendan Donovan would lead it off with a home run, making it 1-0 Mariners. After that, they get back-to-back outs. Luke Raley will get walked, and then another pop-out, this time by Randy Arozarena, will end out the inning. Top of the second, Luis Lara will be out number 1. Cooper Pratt will hit a single, then Marco Dinges will hit a double. A sac fly by Tyler Black would tie it up at 1. And then Brandon Lockridge will be out number 3. Bottom of the second, Carlos Rodriguez would throw 1-2-3. Top of the third, Emerson Hancock would throw 1-2-3. Bottom of the third, Cole Emerson would be the first out. Brandon Donovan would be walked, and then Josh Naylor will hit a single. J-Rod would be out number 2, and then a 3-run home run by Luke Raley will make it 4-1 Mariners. Randy Arozarena will get walked, and then Cole Young will be the third out on a flyout. Top of the fourth, Brock Wilken and Luis Lara would start off with back-to-back strikeouts. Cooper Pratt will hit a single, Marco Dinges will hit a single, then a 2 RBI triple by Tyler Black will make it 4-3. Wyatt Lunsford Schenkman would enter the game for the Mariners, and he'd get the final out of the inning to Brandon Lockridge. Bottom of the fourth, Carlos Rodriguez would throw 1-2-3. Top of the fifth, Cole Wilcox would enter the game for the Mariners. He'd start by giving up a single to Blake Perkins, and then after that, he would throw 1-2-3. Bottom of the fifth, Easton McGee would enter the game for the Brewers. He'd start by hitting Brendan Donovan, and then he'd get back-to-back outs to Josh Naylor and J-Rod. An RBI double by Luke Raley would make it 5-3. Then a 2-run home run by Randy Arozarena would make it 7-3. And then Cole Young would strike out to end out the inning. Top of the sixth, Michael Rucker would enter the game for the Mariners, and he would throw 1-2-3. Bottom of the sixth, Sammy Peralta would enter the game for the Brewers. He'd get the first out to Victor Robles on a strikeout. Johnny Pareda will hit a single. Leo Rivas will strike out, and then Will Wilson will pop out to end out the inning. Top of the seventh, Gio Zuniga would enter the game for the Mariners. He'd start by giving up a single to Tyler Black. Brandon Lockridge would ground into a double play. And then Blake Perkins would be the third out on a ground out. Bottom of the seventh, Drew Rom would enter the game for the Brewers. He'd start by getting the first out to Josh Naylor on a ground out. Curtis Washington would get walked. Then he'd get picked off. Luke Stevenson would be out number 3 on a strikeout. Top of the eighth, Nick Davila would enter the game for the Mariners, and he would throw 1-2-3. Bottom of the eighth, Peter Strzelecki would enter the game for the Brewers. He'd start by getting the first 2 outs to Ryan Piccolo and Brock Rodden. Rylan Thomas would hit a single, then Brian O'Keefe would be the third out on a pop-out. Top of the ninth, Jimmy Kingsbury would enter the game for the Mariners, and he would throw 1-2-3 to end out the game. Game 24 against the Angels, they'd lose 4-3. Ryan Johnson with the win, Kyle Harrison with the loss, and Houston Harding with the save. Top of the first, Jeimer Candelario and Donovan Walton would get back-to-back outs. Sebastian Rivera would hit a single, and Nico Cavadas would strike out to end out the inning. Bottom of the first for the Brewers, Garrett Mitchell would start it off with the strikeout. Andrew Vaughn would get walked. Christian Yelich would be the second out on a pop-out. Jake Bowers would hit a double, and Sal Frelick would ground out to end out the inning. Top of the second, Jose Siri and Wade Meckler would get back-to-back outs. A solo home run by Denzer Guzman would make it 1-0 Angels. Randy DeJesus would hit a single plus a stolen base, and then Bryce Teodosio would reach on a fielding error. Then a 3-run home run by Jeimer Candelario would make it 4-0 Angels. Jesus Burkle would enter the game for the Brewers and get the final out of the inning to Donovan Walton. Bottom of the second for the Brewers, Gary Sanchez and Luis Rengifo will hit into back-to-back outs. David Hamilton and Joey Ortiz will hit into back-to-back singles, and then Garrett Mitchell will be the third out on a ground out. Top of the third, Kyle Harrison would re-enter the game for the Brewers. He'd start by hitting Sebastian Rivera, then he'd throw 1-2-3 after that. Bottom of the third, Ryan Johnson would throw 1-2-3. Top of the fourth, Garrett Stallings would enter the game for the Brewers. He'd start by giving up a double to Denzer Guzman. Randy DeJesus would hit a single, then Bryce Teodosio would reach on a fielder's choice. Jeimer Candelario would strike out, then Donovan Walton would hit into a single, which would turn into an out. Bottom of the fourth, Ryan Johnson would throw 1-2-3. Top of the fifth, Aaron Ashby would enter the game for the Brewers, and he would throw 1-2-3. Bottom of the fifth for the Brewers, David Hamilton would start off with the walk. Joey Ortiz and Garrett Mitchell would get back-to-back strikeouts. An RBI single by Andrew Vaughn would make it 4-1, and then Christian Yelich would be out number 3 on a pop-out. Top of the sixth, Wade Meckler would start off the walk. Denzer Guzman would run into a double play, and then Randy DeJesus would fly out for the third out. Bottom of the sixth, Sean Anderson would enter the game for the Angels, and he would throw 1-2-3. Top of the seventh, D.L. Hall would enter the game for the Brewers, and he would throw 1-2-3. Bottom of the seventh, Luis Rengifo would lead it off with a home run, making it 4-2. David Hamilton and Joey Ortiz would get back-to-back outs. Garrett Mitchell will get walked. Andrew Vaughn will hit a single, then Brady Apple would strike out to end out the inning. Top of the eighth, Sebastian Rivera and Nico Cavadas would start off with back-to-back strikeouts. Jose Siri would hit a double, and then Wade Meckler would be the third out on a ground out. Bottom of the eighth, Jake Bowers would lead it off with a solo home run, making it 4-3, and then Greg Jones would be out number 1. Angel Perdomo would enter the game for the Angels. He'd start by getting back-to-back walks to Ramon Rodriguez and Luis Rengifo. Ethan Murray would be out number 2. Joey Ortiz would get walked. Houston Harding would enter the game for the Angels, and he'd get the final out of the inning to Garrett Mitchell on a strikeout. Top of the ninth, Brian Fitzpatrick would enter the game for the Brewers. He'd start by facing Johan Macias, and he'd reach on a fielding error, and then after that, he would throw 1-2-3. The bottom of the ninth for the Brewers, Blake Burke would start off with a flyout, Brady Abel would hit a single, Josh Adamczewski would strike out for out number 2, Greg Jones would reach on a fielding error, and then Ramon Rodriguez would fly out to end out the game. Alright, so the Brewers lose both games, and now the record in spring training is now 10-14, and the Brewers' respective hitter of the game for the Mariners game goes to Cooper Pratt, and the pitcher of the game goes to Sammy Peralta. And then for the Angels game, the hitter of the game goes to Jake Bauers, and the pitcher of the game goes to Ryan Fitzpatrick.